was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Hi, welcome to Lessons of Life, the podcast where we discuss the principles of mind that govern our lives. It's good to know principle. It's always working, never deviates, and works for all. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what you say or think or do. It's working. So it's good to know about it. So today we're looking at healing, but it's really about understanding. Once you understand something, then it takes on new meaning. You may have thought something was one way, and just because you did doesn't mean it was bad or anything like that. It was just not the right way. And now that you've entertained there could be a better way, you learned the right way, and now you move forward. So it gets tricky because it's about thinking. There are two parts to thinking. There's the consciousness, and then there's the imagination. And the imagination is what shapes everything and forms everything and places it where you've said it's going to go. And people get confused about what's being talked about. And it's really very simple. Getting it through your thick skull, though, is another story. Okay, because it involves a point of view, and you're changing your point of view, and we change our beliefs all the time. That's why the one constant is change. Okay, because people change their minds and things change. Okay, and that's just how it is. Everybody knows that. If you think like an addict, you're going to get all the wonderful things that come with addicts. Okay, and I'm not being sarcastic. You chose to be that. Here's all these, people coming to help you play the addict. You chose to be that. Okay. The Bible tells us, that Christ tells us, that you have to make this living sacrifice, that God is man. That man, as long as he thinks like a man, can never be God. Okay? And it works both ways. God is man. Man is God. Man has dominion over all in his world, in his perception. And you are literally a conduit for the one I am. And you could go up that conduit into the one I am. We all use it. We all say it. I am. I can go into that loving, wonderful feeling. I can go be quiet. I can go be still. I can go be silent. And know that my I am is the same I am as everyone else's I am. And I'm going there. And a feeling of peace and love just envelopes you. And it's wonderful. Okay. And you, as Christ tells us, you have to do spiritual work when you're in the spirit. Okay. And some people call this Christ consciousness and other things like that. But what it really boils down to is you're melting these two together. You're becoming aware that God is man and man is God. Okay. And if you think man things, then you're not walking with God. You're thinking man things, you've turned away from God. Okay, and so you fall under these karmic laws that are biting your ass because you think in a relative way. Okay, it's relative to your perception. That perception is been thrown up, and I see myself, man, as be all and all, and he's not. Okay? He's not. He's a vessel. All right, it's the God in him, and this takes it, to this deeper meaning, which you could not get to without the relative. Okay, so in the end, all of this is nothing. None of it really happened. It's a dream, but you are told this. It's illusion, it's dream, it's this, it's that. So you understand change and how it's changing, because change is death. Okay, you're dying to one, and now you're giving life to another. It's change. Okay, it must balance. It must balance. It must be in harmony. Okay, for it's love. All right, and you're the one who split it in two. So you're just pulling it back together. You're seeing that both sides make the whole. And where I am is wholeness and completeness. The I am is whole and complete. Okay. It's understanding. It's bigger than anything you can imagine. It's a feeling of peace. Be at peace. This is all God. God is the all in all. And God is nothing but good. Therefore, that doesn't exist. It can't exist. We're inside the mind of God. Only if you turn away from God do you see and experience these things. They don't exist. Not now, not ever. So therefore, the history we write down is really, us trying to remember, okay, our dream, okay, and what we're going through. Once you reach past the relative, you realize that was all a dream and not real. None of it was real. But as long as you believe in real, you're deluding yourself that that's not real. You're relative to your perception. So you go to the absolute. You rise above relative. Okay, and you go to the I am. You drop the mask, and you go to the one. And the one makes you whole and complete. The Antichrist to the Christ is man. Is man thinking man's the be all and all. Okay? If he doesn't keep you in a constant state of stress and anxiety and fear and doubt and guilt, then he has no power. The Antichrist is man, seeing life as a man instead of as God, his core, his self. So you go within, you take the mask off, you go, be still. God's seeking you just as you are seeking him. Seek and you will find, which means go be still like a little child and wait patiently. Be quiet, be still, be silent, and he will come. And his name is I. Okay, but it's like a sigh. And he calls me by my name, and I come running. And that's it. You just go be there. And I'm now sending all this love that I'm inside of in this I am to my special person. I just see him smiling, calm, at peace, happy. That's it. it's, I see my daughter happy. I see myself happy. I see, smiling, joy. That's it. Feeling that love of the I am, and it only comes when you start to recognize that the I am you're stating and the I am I stating is the same I am. It's the same one. It's like an aspen grove. There's only one root. The following is from Lillian de Waters. And I think she said it very well in her lecture and book on chapter on healing in one of her books. She's like all the rest of them, doing lectures, writing stuff, and then compiling them and putting them together to make a book. And this was one of them. So she states, we now take up the subject of healing from the standpoint of Christ awareness. Now, I want to get this very clear, and it's from the standpoint of principle, okay? And Christ is the principle, okay? This awareness. As a man thinks and sincerely feels in his heart, so shall it be. What he sincerely believes. He really, truly, sincerely believes that, okay? He's not just talking out the side of his mouth. Okay, he's not talking with forked tongue, saying one thing and doing another. No, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. It's Christ awareness. So to understand how to help ourselves and others out of darkness, we must transcend, rise above the plane of the relative, the material plane. It's all relative to your perception or finite reasoning, limited reasoning, sufficiently to enter into spirit or spiritual consciousness, which alone is God. You're not a physical man having physical experiences, seeking a God. You are God, a spiritual experience is being had by the Spirit. You're a spirit. Spirit comes first, and there's only one. Okay? People get confused. God, the name Jesus Christ is I am the Savior, meaning but I'm aware and sincerely feel in my heart that is, what I'm going to get. But from the standpoint of the Christ awareness, this is all God. And God is nothing but good. And so that can't be. That's a mistake. That's an error. That's a lie. That's a false belief that I have entertained. And it's mental. You gave it mental energy, which dissipates quickly when you no longer give it your attention. You don't fight it, and you sure don't love on it. Unconditional love is attention. You don't fight it, meaning you don't worry about it, you don't concerned about it. Things are nothing to be concerned about. This is all God, and therefore it's all good. And when you connect to that I amness, it's peace. It's what it is. It's peace. So Christ awareness has nothing to do with healing a person or thing. It has nothing to do with the finite mind or body. But instead, it conducts one, it guides you this way. Conducts one, it guides you into the realm of spiritual consciousness. Okay, that you're a spirit. okay? And you're having a spiritual experience because you're thinking, okay, in your spirit, okay? Where all those errors in thinking get swallowed up in the wholeness, okay? When you bring the two together and make it a whole, it all gets, washed away in that I am awareness, and when one reaches the point where mental and metaphysical methods have failed him and he's been bound wanting and he's now willing to turn his heart to truth, he is ready to enter into the realm of the perfection, where in its radiance there can be no darkness whatsoever. Man goes around saying, well, I'm just man, not perfect. Well, that's right. Man is not perfect, but he is. God is made. Man is perfect. Do you see how this works? You don't put yourself down like this. And as much as Christ, the spiritual consciousness has nothing to do with the healing of minds or consciousness or bodies or false beliefs or delusions, diseases, or discords of any kind. In order then to enter into Christ, one is required to lay down or relinquish, let go, all that has to do with healing practices of any kind and every kind. He is to utterly and absolutely surrender every thought and thing that has to do with healing. Even the desire to be healed should be relinquished, as well as book knowledge, declarations of truth, affirmations and denials. In fact, everything that has to do with ways and means of healing must finally be given up, that one may be ready to receive the kingdom of perfection and glory, which has been prepared from the foundation of the world. Matthew 25:34. From the depths of your heart, turn to God, infinite being. Feel after him, and he, spiritual consciousness, will do the rest. He will find you. He will find you. One will know when he's entered into this secret place of the Most High by his envelopment in a soft, gentle peace and in a rest that is ineffably sweet and altogether passing understanding. Light will completely flood his being. Exalting thoughts, beautiful words may come, such as the lovely words of the hymn. In thee I have no pain or sorrow, no anxious thought, no load of care. Thou art the same today, tomorrow. Thy love and truth are everywhere. Such an experience as this may be brief or prolonged. Of course, there is no limit of time in the experience itself, as it is taking place in spirit, where time is unknown. In thee, Christ, the real and true realm of being, one completely loses himself as the personal and is swallowed up in the infinite one, the wholeness. I am whole and complete. He knows only the peace and love of heaven. The desire for healing is consumed in the exaltation of vibrant health and wholeness. We shall all need to keep entering this realm of the perfect more and more until finally we shall be able to make this our permanent abode. Verily, only in Christ consciousness shall one be able to lose all sense of personality and what it includes. For here we are saved by grace, by virtue of the fact that no sin is here. After such an experience as this, life takes on a new meaning. One has been born again. Unforgettable indeed the sweetness and glory of such moments. If tears come, let them. Never be ashamed of tears. Often they accomplish what nothing else has been able to do toward one's preparation for the appreciation of the perfect. How painful and often heartbreaking is the constant and prolonged search for truth. Often, such looking and seeking but takes one further away from it. Let one be still, that truth may seek and find him, the Father ever seeketh. The secret place is always prepared, yet the heart alone heareth the voice and findeth the way. Definitely, it is the Father that doeth the works. Spiritual consciousness is the all of reality. It is our life and our being. It is our kingdom and our heaven. It is our peace and our rest. It is our power and glory. One's willingness and readiness to give up all desire, search, effort, struggle, argument, in fact, to surrender and lay aside all that pertains to man, to healing. This opens the door in the light where one knows life to be a reality to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Here in spiritual illumination, he finds his possession of the abundance, the wealth of all things. He sees that not only is he one with truth and life, but that he and truth and life are one. He is the one. He is the life. He is the truth, everlasting. Using the methods of treatment, prayer, or mental treatment of one kind or another, many today are trying to pray or think themselves into the kingdom, where they shall find the abundance of all good things. Cannot be done. The way is Christ, direct spiritual awareness and understanding, illumination. And he that climbeth up some other way, the same is a robber and a thief. Nothing can satisfy the great and growing hunger for light and truth today, the need for perfect health, harmony, peace, and abundance, but spiritual consciousness. Christ does not mean a man or a person. Once, when he was questioned directly as to the coming, the Christ, the reply was, I am he. Again, pressed by the insistence of Philip as to the identity and whereabouts of the Father, the amazing answer was, he that hath seen me has seen the Father. Abandoning oneself to God, reality, the healing will follow without thought, struggle, or effort of any kind. When Jesus was pressed by conditions or circumstances about him, he went alone into timeless and spaceless consciousness. Here is all the power and light and wisdom there is. God, in his fullness, is at every point of being the same. My I am is the same I am as yours. There's only one, whole and complete. Wherever we are, turning ourselves to the one consciousness in which we know our full perfection lies, we are in contact with the whole of life, truth, and love. The entire presence of the infinite is everywhere, equally, it being one and indivisible, undividable. This we know and understand only through our actual experience of it. Thus, in the experience of reality, we are no longer ourselves, but that which is the whole, not our realization as a person, but as the one. I think this work makes it very clear that, you go to the silence, you go to quiet, you go be still. You need assistance, you need something. I am spirit. I know this. My I am is whole and complete. Rita's just a role I play. She's not real. Okay. This is what's real. I am whole and complete. Love and life. Whole and complete. So you enter into that state by being still and then let God carry you up. Okay, He carries you up. You're seeking Him, He's seeking you. You'll meet in the middle. You just go there and call His name, as the Bible states, and He comes. You're working as a spirit. You understand this is all spiritual. That's why you went to silence. That's why you went and stilled everything, made it still. So I hope this helps. There's nothing like it in the world, and there's really no words for it. It's ineffably sweet. And there's nothing better one can do than to recognize this has been His way of being forever. He just forgot for a little while. That's all. So, forgiven and forgot. Hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.